Here's Haynes, senior NBA insider, soon to launch Haynes Briefs YouTube show. Haynes Briefs. How about a round of applause for that? For Sam. I like that. Haynes Briefs. Haynes Briefs. Haynes Briefs.
Talking about the Haynes report.
Yeah, I mean, come on, man. Of course. I remember that shit.
Welcome to another episode of the Haynes Briefs Show here on YouTube. And, you know, this guest I have on today, he's a guest that is one of the most electrifying players in the NBA, four-time NBA All-Star, always doing something that's going to make the highlight reels, just a dazzling player. I'm talking about Atlanta Hawks star point guard, Trae Young. Trae, thank you for coming on the show, man. I appreciate it. I know you're busy. This is a crucial time for you guys in the season, so I do appreciate you for taking this time out to come on, you know, for a brief spell. Where are you at right now, if I may ask?
Yeah, Chris, thanks first of all for having me on. I just landed in Orlando. We got a game against the Magic tomorrow, obviously a big game for us. So we just got here. So yeah, I'm just in the hotel talking to my man.
So, Trae, I appreciate you again, bro. So, you mentioned Orlando right now. And for those who don't understand, this Eastern Conference play-in situation is really brutal. You got pretty much the four top teams, the four teams that's in play-in contention right now. Orlando at number 7, Atlanta at number 8 right now, Chicago at 9, and Miami at 10. And all those teams, all four teams, they're only a game behind the next one. And so this makes you're a game behind Orlando, which makes this game against the Orlando Magic very pivotal. What is the mood like around your team, you know, as you guys embark on this crucial period of the season?
Well, I mean, I think for us, throughout this whole season, we've really just been focusing on taking it one game at a time and making sure we get better each and every day. And I think Quin has done a great job of just making sure, relaying that message to all the young guys like, Zaccharie Risacher and Dyson, Danels, who are young guys who are getting a lot of minutes for us. And even Onyeka, who's starting for us, he's a young guy who's getting some more experience now. So I think for us, we've just been taking it one game at a time. And so for now, we can't change our mindset and start looking towards the play-in now that we've locked in ourselves in that. We got to continue to take these last 4 games seriously, and one game at a time, because we know those will prepare us for those games in the postseason.
And Trae, as you know, a large part or a significant part of the playoffs, depending on like how far you go, a large part of it depends on your matchup, the path that you have to get there. You've been to the Eastern Conference Finals before. You know how important seeding is, right? So as you look at the play-in scenario, you know, I know you're a competitor, but do you guys start to look at, you know, what would be the best matchups? How do we finish these 4 games? Or you just go out there and you try to win every game from here on out? How do you view that?
I think everybody kind of views it differently. I can't speak for everybody and how they view it. But for me personally, like, I think I can understand. I understand the space that we're in right now. There's probably 2 really teams that or maybe 3 in the East that people really can see as contending teams. And for us, I don't think we're there yet, and I feel like that's okay. I feel like here in a couple years we could be, or in the next year we could be. But I think right now this is a good spot for us to work on the right habits, and because we have talent. That doesn't mean we can't go in and surprise people and make some noise and do something that people don't think we can do. But it's just having the right mindset on this whole process and whole thing, and making sure we don't lose track of the main side on just getting better this season and making sure every day that's what we're doing.
You talk about surprising folks and being a team that can potentially cause problems. When you guys lost Jalen Johnson for the season, who was a player who was emerging, he probably could have made the All-Star team this year. You guys traded away your third best player, Hunter, over to Cleveland, and you guys are still able to keep yourselves within position, not just in the play-in, but potentially even make the playoff field. What does that say about your team, and what did you have to do as a leader of your team to kind of galvanize this group to keep the team afloat?
Yeah, I mean, obviously that says a lot about our team and the talent we have. Obviously, we're still a young team, but that doesn't change the fact that we can win games. And I think that was the mindset that we had, even after, like you said, Jalen went down, and then we moved Dre and got some more pieces, some veteran pieces with that. But Dre was playing obviously great for us at a sixth man of the year type level. So that was a big piece that left us too. So just there's obviously a lot of things that has played a part in some of the ups and downs in our season this year. But I mean, I'm just proud of our team that we kept fighting. We could have easily given up and counted the season out. Obviously, when Jalen goes down, he's a big part of our team, and not having him for most of the season is hurt. But we've kept fighting. We've obviously given ourselves a chance to play in the postseason. So guys kept fighting, and that says a lot about our team and our coach and our culture that we're building over here.
Did any of this surprise you? What I mean by that, I think when most people knew that those guys had exited, at least for the season, we talking about Jalen, did you know that you guys could respond like this? Did they teach you anything new?
I don't necessarily know if no is the word. I think obviously as a competitor you want the season to continue to be special and to win games, but you don't necessarily know. I mean, I've been a part of both situations where, I mean, we've made moves and things and in the middle of the season, and things have gone extremely well, and then I've seen it where it can kind of take a little bit more time for us to kind of gel and things like that, and it doesn't work right away. So you don't necessarily know, but yeah, I mean, the season's played out the way it has, and I think that the guys have responded well with all the stuff that we've been through.
Trae, I want to mention this, go off script a little bit and mention this, man. First of all, congratulations on becoming the assistant general manager of your alma mater, Oklahoma, your college basketball program right there. And you also donated a meal over there to the program, man. Can you two-part question. How significant of a role is this? And for you, how significant of an honor, I should say, is this for you? And the second part of that question, Trae, this is something that's new, and your teammate is doing it as well. I'll touch on him, Terrence Mann. But this is something that's new to the public. Can you explain like the role and how this works for a player that's you're still competing in the NBA, it's still at a high level, to take on something like this? Can you explain it?
Yeah, I mean, first off, appreciate you. It's an honor to be able to be in this role, for me to be able to go back and represent my school on a day-to-day basis, not just from the outside looking in perspective. Now I can actually be considered a part of the team, as you say. So I think it's important that I take it on the right way. I mean, a lot of my role is I can do a lot of different things. I can be a part of meetings. I can be a part of recruiting things. I can be a part of pitches. I mean, NIL things. I mean, when it comes to these different deals and stuff like that, I mean, I can be in those rooms if I need to, if I want to, or if they need me. So I think that's the best part about it is right now while I'm playing, I can be a little bit more flexible with what I do for the university, but I am involved, and we just got a big-time player. I mean, commitment here. I don't even know if I can speak on his name, but we got a big-time player already that I talked to. So I'm gonna keep getting it going, and we're gonna get it right. So this is my chance for me to win a championship myself in college. So I didn't get very many chances. So this is my chance. I'm gonna take advantage of it.
No doubt. This is a really unique role that you see other players very few. Stephen Curry, one as well for Davidson, and your teammate Terrence Mann going to be assistant general manager for Florida State. That's two assistant general managers on one NBA team, which is a record as of right now. Have you and Terrence have you guys talked about that role and any competitive banter? I don't know. What's the dialogue been like for you two?
Yeah, we talked about it for a brief second. He told me that once the news was announced about me, that his college coach hit him, so and that they was trying to get it done too. So that's how it's gonna start going. I'm sure it's gonna be a lot more here soon. Um, but I mean, I'm gonna be competing with all of them on that field too. So me and T Man are brothers on the team, but we competing in the AAU circuit. So it's
Oh,
awesome still.
that's dope. That's dope to hear. Now, Trey, I want to go back a little bit. When you first came in the league, I was around you a little bit more early on in your career, and you were still trying to find your footing, still trying to find your voice. And I don't. Would it have been fair to label you a introvert?
No, I don't think that's a bad. I mean, I don't think that's a bad take. Nah, for sure.
Okay,
Yeah,
all right, that's fair. Okay, safe to say. So I'm glad you agree with me on that. But I've been hearing, just people I've been talking to. I've been hearing not only your leadership, you stepped up your leadership as far as being more vocal with guys, but I'm hearing you taking guys out and just starting these bonding events with teammates. When did that start, and why did you start implementing this?
Well, I mean, it really started probably 2 summers ago. I think that's really when it started. I think just going into, I think probably like my 6th year in the league, like just understanding that, I mean, I got more experience now and I can't just be out here trying to lead by example. Um, I mean, that's been like my whole motto growing up. Like I just always felt like I needed to lead by example. And so I've always done that. And getting into the league, obviously you're at a point guard. You got to be able to communicate. You got to be able to understand your teammates and all these things. And so as I've gotten more experience, my voice has started to grow more and more. And I think that's just where I'm at now. I think I have more experience now, and I have guys that look up to me and understand the experience that I have, and understand when I speak that I'm coming from a place that just wants to win. And I don't like to boast about it, but I kind of feel like I know what I'm talking about a little bit more now. So because I have had some experience, and I think that's just where my voice has grown, and I think that's where it's been able to help us kind of sustain our level and not dip too far down this year, even with the battles that we've faced. So it's definitely helped, and I can continue to get better, and I am. So.
Troy, can you tell us about the importance of team camaraderie and team building?
Yeah.
Even taking guys out to dinner or whatever things that you may do off the court. A lot of times even reporters, we don't understand. Reporters and fans probably don't understand the true value that has in being able to translate to success on the court. Okay, can you talk about that a little bit?
For sure, and I think that's definitely something that I've definitely learned, and I've done more. Like you brought up. I mean, taking my guys out to dinner, or bringing the number 1 pick from France down to Norman, Oklahoma, to spend a weekend with me and just spend some time with me, and get in the gym and just get to know one another. And I think that's why, I mean, mine and Zach and Dyson, our relationship is just so good, and because we kind of started out our relationship this summer doing that. And I think when you have that relationship off the court, when you're able to kind of communicate on the court at a different level, because the best teams I mean, as much as people may not know, they get in probably the most arguments, the most fights, just in the huddles, things like that on the court. They can yell at each other and say certain things to each other because they know it just comes from a place of winning, and that all starts from off the court and the chemistry. If you know that that's the guy's mindset, that what they're saying is all behind good measures and things like that, like you're willing to just fight for that guy more and more. So I think that's where it starts, is off the court, and we've done a good job so far.
Troy, that's a vet move right there, man. As soon as your top rookie gets drafted, pretty soon after, you're bringing them to your house, bringing them to your hometown, and just getting to know him. Can you talk a little bit about that experience? Of what did you learn about him, or what were you trying to accomplish during that time and bringing Zach under your wing so early on after he was drafted?
Yeah, I mean, it was, I mean, very important to me. I think I kind of did it strategically. A lot of people, my name had been thrown around in trade rumors and things like that, obviously, last summer and all these things, but I had been obviously in communication with the front office, so I knew what was going to be happening. I knew I wasn't going to leave and things like that, and I was going to have to obviously sacrifice maybe and just try to bring on these younger guys as much as I could. And that was, I mean, whenever he got drafted, I didn't tweet about him. And I know a lot of people, a lot of fans were questioning that on draft day and things like that, and made it a big deal. But the whole time, I kind of knew what I wanted to do. I knew how I wanted to connect with him and how I felt like I could connect with him. And so bringing him to Oklahoma was something that I knew would be good for us. So it was good, and I'm happy we were able to do it. And it's made our relationship even better. And I learned a lot about him, man. He can speak better English than I thought he could coming over. So that was a good part about him.
Can you tell, because you talked about, you're a vet now in this league. You play for multiple coaches. You experienced the ups and downs of this league. You experienced some highs, some lows. Quin Snyder came aboard, and I know from what I hear, just from calling and asking around, from what I hear is that you guys have a great relationship. And I was told that, and you can correct me if I'm wrong, but was Quin Snyder head coach? Was he at your wedding a few years ago?
Yep, he came.
Okay. Can you tell me about the relationship and why? Yeah. Can you tell me about the relationship and why has it been such a great connection between you two?
Yeah, I think it really started from day one when he came over. He had a chance, obviously, to kind of take the job in the summertime or take it right away and kind of start building a connection with guys and things like that. And I think him taking the job right away helped us start to build a bond really quick. And it felt like ever since then we talk all the time. We kind of understand each other. We're very similar as competitors. We both are fiery. We both want to win. So there's a lot of similarities that we both have, and I feel like the differences that we both have can really come together and be like a magnet. So I feel like that's. I love Coach. Q. He's been one of my favorite coaches I've ever had, and growing up playing. So we have a great connection, and yeah, he's definitely helped me and my game grow and made the game even easier for me.
Trae, you talked about a couple of questions ago about when you took Zach, under your wing, brought him to your hometown for the weekend. Some of it was probably strategic because a lot of noise is floating, and we're talking about NBA media coverage today and how rumors are put out there and they're amplified by social media and TV platforms. Has rumors regarding you, have they ever affected you or impacted you one way or the other?
Yeah, early on in my career, maybe. Definitely when I was in college and going into the draft, maybe words would definitely affect me a little bit more than they do now. And thankfully, I was able to go through it at a younger age than 4 or 5 years into the league and finally getting some fame. So I'm able to handle it a little bit differently now, definitely, and that's something that, guys like Zach has asked me, how you handle it and things like that, and so it's good that I can give these guys advice when I can, and it's definitely something that I've been able to deal with and handle.
Man, Trae, I think this is my last one, and I'm gonna get you out of here. But I gotta ask you, you're also a guy that when things aren't going right, or the team might be taking some L's, and you're good at deflecting. You're good at bringing it on to you. You're good at taking on the heat. I wanted to ask about, your teammates. You got a couple of guys that are in the running for some postseason awards. You got Dyson Danels, who leads the league with three steals per game. He's somebody who's guarding the best perimeter players out there in the league, particular point guards at his size and position, which is pretty crazy. And you got Zach, a rookies in the running for the Rookie of the Year award. What do you guys say about those two guys?
Yeah, man. I mean, first I'll start with the Rookie of the Year. I feel like Zach has played outstanding all year. I think he's played consistent, never too high, never too low, all year. I think he's just been consistent and just been flying under the radar and just, he should be Rookie of the Year. As great as, Stefan's been playing. I'm a big fan of his. He knows that. I talked to him at All-Star Weekend. I think it's between them two, and I feel like, Zach should get it just because of how consistent he's been. The numbers are obviously there, but, he's playing on a team that's competing for something in the postseason. And I know for me personally, I feel like misconstrued or things like that just based off sometimes our not being in the running for postseason, things like that. So I feel like for him and somebody else, him being in the running for a postseason run with our team and him being a starter, he should definitely be Rookie of the Year. And then obviously Dyson. Dyson's obviously, in my opinion, the Defensive Player of the Year, Most Improved too. He should get those two awards. He's just been playing great this year. Obviously, getting another opportunity, more of an opportunity here in Atlanta, and he's just showing what the work he put in with Australia in the summertime is translated over to us. As great as a defender as some of these guys are, and I think Draymond's leading and in the running right now, or people are talking about. They're not. I love Dre to death, but he's not Dyson as far as what he's doing this year and on defense, on the ball, every game. It's like he's getting 3, 4, 5 steals, just picking them, just by himself, no help, and that's. He's doing stuff that no guard and no defenders, not very many defenders have ever done before. So I feel like he deserves that award, and obviously Most Improved Player. It should go to a player that has improved and not necessarily a number one pick. We all expect the number one picks to be great, and no, that doesn't necessarily take a year, but it takes time. But that we all expect that, so I definitely believe Dyson should get that too.
No, it's right. Thanks for those words, man. Thank you for coming on. And look, man, you're averaging 24, leading the league with 11.6 assists a game, man. You can make a compelling case for yourself as All-NBA. Would you agree?
Yeah, I definitely agree. But for me, I like these last few years, man. I stopped talking about me and these awards and just focusing on the games, and now this year focusing on these young guys, and hopefully they get the awards. So, hopefully I get it, whatever, but it's more about my teammates and their success now at this point for me.
Well, man, there you have it right there. We have Atlanta Hawks star guard Trae Young, 4-time NBA All-Star, man, a leader and veteran of the Atlanta Hawks. They're doing things that most people didn't think they were going to do when the season started, and especially at the mid-season point when it looked like they were pretty much out of it. Trae Young has kept that team afloat, and he's kept this show, Haynes Brief, afloat today. So I appreciate you coming on the show. Trae, thank you for coming on, man. Hey, best of luck with the play-in. Best of luck with the playoff path, man. And, hey, I love your family, man. So thank you, brother. I appreciate you for coming on.
Yes, sir, Chris. Always, bro. Love.
My wife has been on me for a while, a long while, about becoming a part of a men's group, and particularly a Christian men's group. She wanted me to be around some good, wholesome men, to help me grow. And lo and behold, my bishop just so happened to start an omni group of men in which would meet every other Saturday. And this is a good group. I actually joined the group and love these brothers. Good. We pray together, do all that. All right. So that's that. So I've been going to that. At that time, I was probably going to this omni group for probably three or 4 months at that time. So another background, I play basketball. Play basketball a lot. I'm in 3 basketball leagues. So I actually have a league that's every Saturday. And so I knew there was going to become a point in which my Omni men's group, which meets every other Saturday early in the morning, and I knew it was going to be a conflict with my games on Saturday mornings. And the games, they vary. So sometimes I can make my Omni group, men's group, and then I can rush to my game. So it was this one Saturday in which my game was going to start at the same time of my Omni group. So the wife knew about this days in advance. So she was kind of checking things out, wanting to see what decision I was going to make. So I can just feel her and read her out throughout the week. I knew she was like waiting to see what I was going to do. So Friday, the day before my Omni group and the day before my game, I get a text from my bishop. This is how you know the Lord is good. Bishop says that there is no Omni group session tomorrow. We will meet back up a few weeks from today. Y'all, I was ecstatic. Now, I love my group. But this game on Saturday morning, it was a playoff game, single elimination. So I'm the star player on the team. I got to be there. So I ended up I forgot to tell my wife on Friday. So remember, I got this text from my bishop saying tomorrow's Omni group is canceled. I got that text on Friday. Friday came and went. I forgot to tell my wife on Friday. I just slipped my mind. I'm busy. Got things to do. Saturday morning comes. I wake up early and I have nothing but basketball gear on. So she's looking at me as I'm about to walk out the door. And she says, "So you decided to go to this basketball game after I told you how important it is for you to be at this Omni men's group and how important it is for the survival of our marriage. You chose a basketball game over our marriage? Are you serious?" So listen, again, I forgot to tell her. But at this point, I'm feeling good. I'm feeling like I'm in the clear because all I have to do is show her this text message from the bishop saying that our Omni group was canceled, right? So I'm feeling good. I know she's mad, but I'm like, I'm going to get her with this. So I showed her the text. I said, "Oh, I'm sorry. Here's the text." And I'm showing it to her as if like this is really going to do something. She looks at it. Interesting. She says, "Okay, go play your game." Wasn't the reaction I was looking for. I was hoping for an apology. Didn't get it. Anyways, go to my game. And did my thing. All right. Sunday. This is where things got serious. Sunday comes. The pastor, bishop, he's preaching. And one thing about my wife, let me tell you about her. we're basically we're raised apostolic church. So for those that haven't been to an apostolic church, there's a lot of shouting. There's a lot of people who get up clapping and saying hallelujah, praise the Lord. It's one of those energetic churches. And my wife, she fits all of that. If you think of an apostolic churchgoer, wife fits the bill. She'll run up and start shouting and running all over the place. She jumps up and starts to clapping when the preacher is preaching. So this Sunday is not anything any different. So preacher is preaching a good message. She gets up, stands up, clapping, and she's really engaged. She's clapping like, again, nothing unusual. So then the bishop starts preaching, and then he starts to say, this reminds me of my Omni group that I met with yesterday. And we had a really good lesson. We had a really good session. And the men were blah, blah, blah. And as he's saying this, I couldn't believe he's saying this. He's talking about an Omni group that he met with yesterday, Saturday, the day of my game. So everybody, this is my expression as he's talking about how good this Omni group was yesterday. Everyone, I didn't look to my right, to which my wife was sitting. I didn't look that way. But there was a thick block of tension. I can feel it. Thick block of tension right here. My right shoulder started hurting for no reason. It was that heavy. I refused to look to my right. I knew what she was thinking. And I am waiting patiently for my bishop, my pastor, who I love, to explain, to provide more details to what he was talking about. I know what she's thinking. She's thinking I lied about there not being an Omni group yesterday to go play in this basketball game. I already know. The bishop finishes his story or his analogy. He finishes the portion about the Omni group with no explanation. Now, I'm telling you guys right now, so you guys will know. Bishop has 2 men's Omni groups. We meet every other Saturday. So one Saturday is my group, about 12 men. And then the other Saturday, it's the other group with about 12 men. He failed to reveal that part in his sermon. Meanwhile, this tension is built up. And remember how I just feel it. It's all right here. Sweating right now talking about it. So Bishop continues on. And remember how energetic my wife was. She's jumping up, clapping, praising him. None of that after that story or that analogy about his Omni group from yesterday. There's nothing. She's quiet. I still refuse to look to my right. Meanwhile, I'm scanning through the church to see if I see some of the other brothers that's in my group. I'm scanning to see if I see anybody. And it's very hard to spot guys in our Omni group because this church is a big church. They have 3 services each Sunday. And then so you pick if you want to go to the first, the second, or the third. So there are times where you probably won't see somebody from your Omni group at that particular Sunday service. So I'm scanning I'm looking for, because I need somebody to vouch for me. I'm looking for another brother. It's in my Omni group. And then I didn't have to look too far. Just from the right corner. Now, I'm not going to complete right, because I'm not looking this way. But I could see from my peripheral in the corner a brother who was an assistant pastor. He's in my Omni group. He was sitting about 8 seats away. So I'm like, I'm going after him after the church service is over. I have to get this cleared up. Y'all know how it is. Man, y'all know what I'm talking about, man. Y'all already know what I was faced with, right? So service ends, and again, she has been quiet, mute, ever since he brought up that Omni group in his sermon. So church ends. I immediately grab her wrist because the exit is back that way. But I grabbed her wrist because we're going that way to where that assistant pastor is, the assistant pastor that's in my Omni group. And so she's wondering, like, what am I doing? So I grab her over, I grab no explanation. I grab her, I pulled her to, the assistant pastor. So I go to the assistant pastor. I say, hey, good to see you, brother. I said, but listen, you heard Bishop talking about that Omni group? And then the assistant pastor, and so she's looking. So she's looking like, okay. She's looked at the assistant pastor like with a skeptical look. And so the assistant pastor was like, yeah, I was wondering what he was talking about. Yeah, I thought maybe I missed a meeting myself. He said, but then it hit me, okay, he was talking about his other Omni group. And I was like, yeah, exactly. I said, see, babe, you see? And she was like, I don't know if I believe him either. She said that to the assistant pastor, dead serious. Assistant pastor just he saw the look on her face and saw how serious she was. And he was like, he laughed and he just left me. Just left. He didn't try to help me out even further. He saw the look on her face, laughed a little bit and left. No bye, nothing, just left. Now I'm still stuck. I'm like, wow. And so now we're heading towards the exit of the church. And I'm still looking for other brothers. Where's these brothers at? Where are they at when you need them, man? He's supposed to be my men of God here. They're not here. So my last resort was the bishop himself, Bishop Lovelace. So my bishop, he is an old school bishop. You know how old school churches, right? The bishop or the pastor, they'll greet everybody outside as they're exiting the church. So I knew that was my last hope. But the problem is, Bishop greets everybody. This church is big. He greets and talks to everybody. Everybody wants to show him the babies. They want him to pray for them. And it's just, he's in demand once he's outside. But I was like, this is my last hope. And wife likes to dip. Immediately after church, she likes to just dip and get out. But I had to get the bishop. So we get outside, and Bishop is out there, and there's just about 30 people surrounding him at that time. And she is not talking to me. And so I grab her hand, and she fights it away. I'm like, oh, shoot. Because I was trying to grab her hand to move toward Bishop, but she pulled away. I'm like, man. Oh, I'm thinking about, man, this couch is going to be so hard throughout the week. Golly, man, I didn't come to church for this. So anyways, thank God. It was God. Where Bishop was standing, our car was in that area of where he was standing. So we had to go pass by the bishop. So as we're passing by the bishop, he caught my eye. Like we caught each other's eye. And he put his arm through the crowd of people to shake my hand as I was, because he was still talking. But he put his hand through a crowd of people to shake my hand. And it's just supposed to be a shake, and and he continues talking to the churchgoers. That was my chance right there. That was my opportunity. I saw that hand. My wife was still on the side of me. I saw that hand come out towards me. I got it, pulled him out from the churchgoers. I pulled him out. It was abruptly, and it was a little strange, but I pulled my bishop out, hugged him, and he said, "Brother Chris, I love you, man. I love you." I said, "Bishop, I love you too. But you got to get some things straight for me. I need you. You got to clear some things up for me." So I pulled him along further. And my wife, she likes to dip right after church. And so she was trying to get away. I'm like, "Wife, get over here. Get over here. Get over here now." And Bishop was like, what's going on, Chris? I said, "Bishop, listen, good sermon, but you were up there preaching some falsehoods." I said, "Bishop, you were preaching about an Omni group from yesterday. Can you please explain to her and tell my wife that Omni group that you were talking about wasn't our Omni group?" Bishop started dying laughing, just bust out laughing. He said, "Oh, I'm so sorry. I'm so sorry, Chris." He said, "Wifey, listen, I have 2 Omni groups. We meet every other Saturday. The group that I met with yesterday was not the Omni group that your husband is a part of. I am so sorry. Did this cause anything? Did this cause any concern?" He said, "Did this cause any strife or anything?" And I was about to say yes. And wifey, she's gonna say, "Oh no, it didn't cause anything. No, but that's good to know." And I'm looking at her deadpan. And the bishop was like, "Okay, yeah, well, I'm sorry. Yeah, it was the other Omni group." And so he said, "Well, I love you both. I'll talk to y'all later." So he goes back into the, speaking with the rest of the crowd. And we walk into the car. And I'm like, "What do you mean it didn't cause no strife? What do you mean it didn't cause a problem? You know how you felt. You know how you was looking." She's like, "Yeah, but all you had to say it was a different Omni group, and that was it." I'm like, "Oh, you better stop it. You better stop it. It was taking more." I said, "I felt the tension. I felt it all." I said, then I started asking her. I said, "What did you think when he was talking about the Omni group?" I said, "Don't lie. What did you think when he was talking about the Omni group during the sermon?" She was like, "Yeah, I thought you were lying." I said, "Exactly." I said, "So if I didn't get anybody to clear it up, I was in for hell all week at the house." And she was like, "Maybe, but all you had to do was just tell me it was a different Omni group, and that would have been it." I'm like, "You would stop it, stop it, stop it, stop it, stop it. Those that know her, stop it, stop it." So, anyways, that's the story on how my bishop almost messed up everything. Golly, Bishop, come on, Bishop. We need more clarity, more information, Bishop. Lord. I had to go to the assistant pastor. She didn't believe him. Then I had to pull Bishop from out of the crowd and get him to clear things up. And then she going to act like all it took was me to tell her it was 2 Omni groups. Knowing she didn't believe me. Knowing she thought I was lying to get to that basketball game. Men, even women, have you been in a situation like this? It don't have to be this, per se, but when a situation where you just know you needed some backup, you know you needed somebody to come and vouch for you to say that, "Nah, the brother's right, the sister's right. Nah, this is what happened." It didn't act like they didn't need all that confirmation. Boy, that was something else. The bishop preaching about this. You should have seen the look on my face talking about this Omni group from yesterday. I'm like, "Bishop, I'm waiting for him to explain." "Bishop, please explain. Please elaborate. You have 2 Omni groups, please." I love you, Bishop. Okay, with that, I'm ending it. I'll check your comments. I'll be commenting with you guys. Story time with Chris Haynes here on Haynes Briefs. Y'all take care.